Welcome into this video. We are still in the first topic in Form 3, that is the quadratic expressions and equations 2. Our subtopic for today is formation of quadratic equations. I want us to look at two examples in which we are going to use different methods to solve for the values of the unknown. Stay tuned and follow all the way from the first step to the last. So the first example reads, and I write here, a rectangular strip of land has a perimeter of 124 meters and an area of 385 meters squared. Find the possible dimensions. So in this kind of a question now, we are supposed to form a quadratic equation and then we solve for the values that we need to use there. So we can have a small illustration of what is a rectangular strip of land. And in a rectangle we have length and width. We are given the perimeter of this rectangle to be 124, and we have the area as 385. So we need to write a formula for the perimeter and the formula for the area for us now to form the quadratic equation. So we get the perimeter as 2 into length plus width. Our perimeter here is 124. So we have 124 is equals to 2 length plus width. We can divide it by 2 both sides. So we have length plus width is equals to 62. So in this part, we can write one in terms of the other. For example, now we can have our length being 62 minus W. So we can have this one as one of our linear equations. Then the area, the formula for the area is length times width. Another length here, the area is 385 is equals to length we have the length as 62 minus W. So instead of writing length, we can have 62 minus W, then times width. From this part now, we can open our brackets. First of all, maybe we can rearrange to make our work easier. So we have width into 62 minus W is equals to 385. We can open the brackets here. We have 62W minus W squared is equals to 385. We can take all this the other side and the other one on the other side. So we having W squared minus 62W plus 385 is equals to 0. So from this part now, we can use any methods. But now, when we come to find the sum and the product, the sum here is going to be negative 62, and the product is going to be 1 times 385. You will be able to witness with me that finding those two values is going to be some task. And that is why now, in my previous video, I had shown you how to derive the quadratic formula. And that is exactly now what we are going to use. So now, going direct to our quadratic formula, which was x is equal to negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. In our equation here we have w squared minus 62w plus 385 is equals to 0. Our a, the coefficient of w squared is our a, the coefficient of w is our b, and this one is our c. So we are just going to apply our formula and take the values that we have on our equation. So we are going to have our w being equals to negative b, and our b is negative 62, plus or minus the square root of negative 62 squared minus 4 multiplied by 1 multiplied by 385, everything divided by 2 times 1. So when we open the brackets here, negative, the negative sign is going to disappear, and we'll be having positive 62 plus or minus. So we'll be having 62 squared minus 4 times 385, and we'll be having our answer as square root of 23 over 4 divided by 2. We come here, we have 62 plus or minus the square root of 23 over 4 is going to be 48. Yes, 48 divided by 2. So for us now to have our value of w, our possible values of w will be having 62 plus 48 divided by 2. We get our answer as this one is going to be 110 divided by 2. That our answer is going to be 55. Our possible value of w is going to be 62 minus 48 divided by 2. We are going to have our answer there as 14 divided by 2, and value of w is going to be 7. But remember now, we are finding the possible dimensions. And so far, we have got the values of w. We need to have the value of length. And we know that we can have the area, or maybe whichever, from the two equations that we had, either from the perimeter or the area. We know that area is equals to length times w. Our area was 385 is equals to length times w. If we take our length as 55, w, we divide by 55 both sides, and we have the value of length, sorry, not w, but length. We can also have the value of our w being 7. We have that is 7 length is equals to 385 divided by 7. We divide by 7. We have our length, and we get the value of our length. These two answers are the same. We are going to have our answer there 7 and our answer here as 55. That is one of the examples of how to form a quadratic formula and to use one of the methods in solving the quadratic equations. Stay tuned as I give you the next example in my next video. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel.